Okay, you're welcome to my yellow chair.
Thank you very much.
I'm sure you have a lot to say on my yellow chair.
Yeah.
So please, can you introduce yourself to the public?
All right, good morning. It's morning here in the city of Jos. My name is Dasplang Zumuk. I have a lot of AKAs, but today I'll prefer to go with just two. The Prince of Makor, and you can also call me the African Dog. So that's for me what I need to put out about me today.
Mr. Makor, you are welcome.
Thank you very, very much.
Okay, so why do you want to talk about the Fulanis?
It is very important for us to talk about Fulanis today. I can talk about the Mogul people if I want to, like if I have knowledge about them and I need to put out, I can talk about them. I can talk about Kanuri people if I have knowledge about them, and I need to put out that information, I can talk about them. So also, if I want to talk about Fulani people, it's because I have certain information that I want to dish out about Fulani people as a tribe, basically. So that's why I said, can you permit me to talk about one certain subject? He said, I want to talk about the Fulanis.
So who is a Fulani?
Thank you very much. I like the way you are giving me this question. A Fulani person is an individual being, male or female, who speaks full day, as a paternal hereditary language. In Nigeria, we inherit our father's tribe, in as much as we call it mother tongue, but it's actually we inherit our father tongue. I am a Mogul man because my father is Mogul. Today I'm married to a lady from a different tribe. My child will definitely be Mogul because I am Mogul. You, for instance, Mr. Ochai, you are Idoma. Why are you Idoma?
Because my father is Idoma.
So, by paternal hereditary, you are now Idoma. That is how we have different tribes. Do you understand? We have the Kanuris, we have the Yorubas. A Yoruba man is a Yoruba man because his father is Yoruba. Do you understand?
I understand.
Good. An Ijo man is a Yoruba because he's an Ijo man because his father is Ijo. A Jukun and all tribes, in Nigeria, I don't know for other African countries, but from our culture. So a Fulani man is a person, male or female, who by birth, like paternal origin, speaks full day. And that Fulani person will be a male or a female, and so we will say he belongs to the Fulani tribe. Hausa is another tribe. Do you understand? A Hausa man is a Hausa man because his father is a Hausa man. So is Kanuri and all other tribes. Yes.
So where do the Fulanis originate from?
Thank you very much for this question too. The Fulanis, based on the history we have, they originate from Northern Africa. There is their history from Futajelon. There is their history from Senegal and the Gambia. And they migrated throughout most parts of West Africa. And these Fulani people are mainly, pastoralists. That means they rear cattle for livelihood. Just like now, a Hausa man is a known farmer and a trader. An Igbo man is a known farmer and a trader. Do you understand?
Yeah.
The Ijo man is a known fisherman and also trading. A Mangu man is a farmer, and then we keep domestic animals, but we are not known to carry our animals around. But with the Fulanis, we know them to be pastoralists. That means they move with cattle from one part of Africa to the other, one place to the other, in search of greener pastures. That's what the Fulanis do.
So how do you categorize the Fulanis in Nigeria today?
All right. This is very specific to me. I categorize Fulanis into three. Do you hear me?
I got you.
Three categories of Fulanis. The first category of Fulani is the ruling class Fulani. The second category of Fulani is the educated Fulani, and the third category of Fulani is nomadic
Fulani.
illiterate Fulanis, the ones that the cattle rearers, the pastoralists that still practice rearing of cattle for a living. So now I'll take it from the top. I said 3 categories: the ruling class. Who are the ruling class Fulanis? In Nigeria, this started from the Usman Dan Fodio jihad that happened in northern Nigeria. So in the early part of the 20th century, a Fulani man called Usman Dan Fodio, came with an Islamic war, against Hausa states who were not practicing Islam at the time. So he waged his war against Hausa states. First he came to Sokoto, conquered Sokoto, established his caliphate, made himself emir. Hear me, he conquered the Hausas, and then he made himself the emir of Sokoto. That was how he moved around all the Hausa states. He went to Kano, he conquered Kano, he made his Fulani brother to be the emir of Kano. Went to Katsina, conquered the Katsina people, made a Fulani man to be emir. Gombe, yes, of Katsina. All these emirs, they are not Hausa because he conquered the Hausas and he made himself emir. Now all the other emirs are Fulanis. He makes his brother, a Fulani brother, emir of Sokoto. And he is the emir of Sokoto, of Katsina, Gombe, Adamawa, Jigawa, Kebbi, all these places that have emirs. Their emirs are all Fulanis. You can put it in the comment section if I'm not saying the correct thing. But from what I know, the current Sultan of Sokoto is the direct grandson of Usman Dan Fodio. And Usman Dan Fodio came, waged this jihad for Islamic cleansing. And then he won over those places. And then he became the Sultan with all the other emirs under him. So that's the ruling class Fulani. They went as far as Yoruba land, Kwara, conquered, and then the emir of Kwara is also Fulani. They created the caliphate there. So Usman Dan Fodio established a caliphate in most part of northern Nigeria. But of course, he didn't conquer places like Sokoto and Borno because he never took the jihad to Borno. The Kanuri people still held the Islam they had before, so there was no need for any Islamic war. He didn't conquer other places like Plateau. He didn't conquer Benue. He didn't conquer Taraba. That's why all those places we don't have any form of emirs. We still retain our own chieftaincies. That is for the ruling class Fulani. The second category of Fulani are the educated Fulanis. These are Fulanis that when the colonial powers, that's the English, came, they liaised, of course, with the caliphate and then made the direct system of ruling in northern Nigeria, unlike they did in the southern part of Nigeria. So a lot of the Fulanis also went to school. So you will find a lot of educated Fulanis in civil service, holding political offices, in the military, in the army. How many presidents have we had Fulanis? Shehu Shagari, Musa Buhari, Musa Yaradua, and then Shehu Yaradua, who was also, and a lot of Fulanis that have held political positions in Nigeria. So we have them as our neighbors, as our friends. These ones are educated. But for one thing, they are Fulanis by paternal hereditary that I mentioned at the beginning of this interview. And then the last category of the Fulanis I want to talk about are the illiterate Fulanis that the cattle herders. Now, let me be frank, in Zonkoma Hausa, just some few years back, when Fulani, they were the ones we used to ridicule people. You'll be like, ha 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 ha, ya kana tabki kamo Fulani. You know, Fulani will just do one or two fuck up, we will use them to just be catching fun. We took nomadic education for them. They refuse to do it. You know, they just they prefer, you know, marauding with their cattle. We have had relationships with them before in our villages. In Benue, in Mangu. All of a sudden, within a certain period, when a Fulani man was head of Nigeria, all of a sudden,
They became empowered.
they became very, very powerful. They had machines, and now everybody's scared to talk about them. When I said I want to talk about them, be careful. Be careful, don't talk about them. Now, with all the analysis I've made, I'm only talking about the Fulani. How comes these illiterate ones become empowered and unleashing terror everywhere? They are in Jukunland, they are in Kaduna, they are in Benue, they are in Plateau, they are in Benin. The same set of Fulani, only them. They are everywhere, they are in Taraba. They are fighting over like people's land. Now, to be very, very specific, this is where I tell you where I come from. There is a circulating video of a Fulani man that is from my place. He said, Mu Fulani Mangu. That's what he said. He said, Mu Fulani Mangu. Ba za mu taɓa mu bar garin ba, idan mu kore ku ko ku kore mu. That's the same thing that the Fulani in Zamfara is telling you, a Hausa man. That's the same thing that a Fulani man yana kan gaya maka a Kebbi, yana gaya muku a Jigawa. That's the same thing that a Fulani man is telling a thief man in Benue. That's the same thing that the Fulani man is telling a Southern Kaduna man. Only the Fulani is the same person telling the Bassa man that my land, your land belongs to us. All of a sudden. And they are unleashing terror everywhere. And we are seeing it. And then the caliphate, the ruling class, never said anything. The ruling class Fulani did not say anything. The educated Fulanis are not saying anything. But we have their body of Meiti Allah and Kautal Horus always coming out to defend their people. I just don't know what to say at this point. If you are a Hausa man, I want you to just reason. If you are a Kanuri man, just reason what I'm talking about. If you are a Birom man, Jukun man, I'm just talking about Fulani. Just them. Are they just disturbing my people or also your people? So you have to think. 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 That's all I have to say. Thank you very much.
Mr. McCall,
Yes, sir.
that was a great insight. We really
Thank you.
appreciate having you on my yellow chair. I
Thank
would
you
like
very
to
much.
host you here again.
Yeah, we have a lot. If you
Give us
notice,
more.
I have a lot.
I notice you have a lot.
Yep.
So just give a shout out to the people out there and maybe have a word of advice for Nigerians. And the people of West
Very big
Africa.
shout out to Very Dark Man.
Right.
Yeah, we rock with him. We love what he's doing. We will always add our voices to his own. Very big shout out to Mbello from the guy in China.
Yeah.
I love what they are doing. And then a very big shout out if my video ever gets to the Maya of Ghana. I love that guy. I love people that promote the love for humanity.
No, give shout out.
Big
to
shout
you,
out
just
to
you.
Pato.
And the man cut am.
Big shout out to the yellow chair. I would really want to come and upload something next time again.
We appreciate.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Stay blessed, the African dog.
Yeah.